Hi everyone, welcome to Sports Taza. We had a thriller of a contest between Kolkata Knight Riders and Rajasthan Royals, which Rajasthan marginally won. Maybe I can give the credit to Chahal's over, or it could go to Butler. Too many winners in today's game. It could also be Obed McCoy's last over, which put the final crucial breaks. But Pranav, let me begin with you. I know it's very difficult to pick one player who was outstanding. So let's begin with your overall feel for the entire game and how did you think the match went?
See, when you look at the batting track, right, it was as flat as it could get. And उसपे जैसे बटलर ने बैटिंग की है, जैसे फिंच ने की है, श्रेयस अय्यर ने की है. If you see all those innings and then you see Yuzvendra Chahal taking all those wickets in that one over, right? And all good wickets, ball going both ways, especially that Shreyas Iyer wicket. So if you talk about the whole match, that one man took the game away from KKR.
That's right. And with it, also let's begin with IPL completing 15 years today. Do you think it was the kind of contest that did justice to the overall anniversary that they were constantly talking about throughout the game today?
Yes, Shubham, 100%. IPL completing 15 years मतलब 14th anniversary थी. ये काफ़ी confusion थी लोगों की. 15th anniversary है, 14th anniversary है. So 15th birthday and 14th anniversary. And first game, Brendan McCullum, the current KKR coach, scored a beautiful 150 plus score. And no KKR player has scored a century after that in 15 years. श्रेयस अय्यर आज बहुत क्लोज आ गए थे. अगर वो आज सेंचुरी मार देते तो it would have been a very good like a tribute to Brendan McCullum and had KKR won the match. But not to be. But yes, 430 plus runs scored. What more do you need?
That's
मतलब
right.
जिसको भी एक हाई स्कोरिंग थ्रिलर पसंद है, मतलब मुझे एक लो स्कोरिंग थ्रिलर पसंद है, पर जिसको एक हाई स्कोरिंग थ्रिलर पसंद है, आज का मैच वाज लाइक अ रन फेस्ट एंड अ परफेक्ट थिंग फॉर द बैटर्स.
I agree. And matlab ऐसा था कि at every instance the match was going into someone else's, bucket. At one point you thought should be an easy win for RR. Then Finch and Shreyas scored like 110 runs in first 9 overs, and you thought ki definitely going to KKR's way now. And then Chahal put the brakes on, and then Umesh came and started smacking. I think it was a perfect, typical IPL match. Or
Yeah, but उमेश हिटिंग बोल्ट मतलब क्या चल रहा है यार, मतलब कुछ भी हो रहा है आईपीएल में. मतलब बोल्ट पिट रहा है उमेश यादव से.
कल राशिद और आज उमेश. I mean,
राशिद और उमेश में बहुत फर्क है यार. मतलब राशिद स्टिल बैट्स, ही कैन हिट द हेलीकॉप्टर शॉट्स, ही कैन बैट. उमेश यादव छक्के मार रहा है ट्रेंट बोल्ट को. मतलब
उमेश यादव ने टेस्ट मैचेस में 4 consecutive sixes मारे हैं for India.
6-5.
Don't forget that. Yeah.
Exactly. I was just going to come to that. But like Pranav said, everything aside, यार पिच में कुछ था नहीं bowlers के लिए. There was nothing. And I mean, I'm sure there was something. We saw a hat trick, but we will get to that. Before that, Pranav, how good has Butler been? Second century in just 6 games, close to 400 runs. ये क्या लग रहा है कि where do you think he's going to end, this year's IPL? 8 more games left. Can he go for that Virat's record, or do you think that's too far off?
I think that's once once in a decade probably sort of milestone that anyone can go for. But yes, Josh Butler, we all know what he can do, and he's just showing his prime. Him and Bairstow, we all know what they do for England, right? And we don't really like watching when they do this to India.
Yeah.
But in IPL, he has set it on fire. When you talk about the second hundred already in 6 games, and is
And 250s to add on to that.
yes, and mind you, he's a very gentlemanly figure when you think of the other day when Hardik Pandya went past his score, he quietly took off that orange cap, and now he's not going to give it back.
But Pranav, quick prediction. How many runs do you think he's going to get this season?
I think he can breeze the 800 mark, not more than that.
And with it, if I have to ask you the same question,
I think maximum 750. I think Rajasthan is qualifying for sure, so that gives him a minimum of 14 से ज़्यादा games मिलेंगी. तो मैं कह रहा हूँ 750 तो मार रहे हैं. मतलब बटलर एक तो ही बैट्स एट द टॉप ऑफ द ऑर्डर, सो दैट गिव्स हिम मोर एक्स्ट्रा बॉल्स. एंड राजस्थान इतनी ज़्यादा डिपेंडेंट है बटलर पे, तो मैं 750 तो मिनिमम बोल रहा हूँ, मिनिमम.
नहीं, दैट मेक सेंस। मेरा प्रेडिक्शन भी यही है कि 700 तो डेफिनेटली क्रॉस करने वाले हैं until and unless he sees one of those patches that he saw last season when
पैचेस भी आएंगे तो 750 हो
had
रहे हैं, वरना तो 850
because
हो रहे हैं.
people had like figured him out, and then this time he hasn't left anything, no margin of error, has been sublime. ये भी नहीं है कि बहुत सारे उनके catches या कुछ misfields छूट रहे हैं, so he's been an awesome form. Let's talk about second innings a little bit now, and because in the first inning it was a straight up Butler show, second inning, someone who I personally had never thought would do well today. It's not Shreyas Iyer. It's actually Finch, who I thought gave them a very, very good start. And then Shreyas added on with an 84 and kept them in the contest. But again, that middle order. And Pranav, I'll give you that one again. तो अगर हम थोड़ा स्कोरबोर्ड देखें इनका, leaving out these two and then Umesh, no one has got double digit scores. Your Venkatesh Iyer, Russell, Sheldon Jackson, everyone has failed. If you had to change something, what would you possibly do? And this has not happened for the first time with KKR. A last couple of matches also that they lost has been lost because of a very similar issue. So क्या problem है इस बार? What do you think is like the main concern that they have?
See, it's the mindset of the batting team. It's not just KKR. You even look at Punjab. They want to go for each and every ball. They want to hit the ball out of the park, right? So when you talk about KKR, just after the match, Shreyas Iyer said that the plan was I will stay till the end, and the other batsmen will keep slogging, right? The question was on Nitish Rana that why was he slogging when the asking rate was so much under control, and same
Exactly.
goes for Venkatesh Iyer. When you need 40 runs in 4 overs on such a flat track, there is no need to step out and hit Yuzvendra Chahal. That's where the slide began. So when you see these specific mental blocks, you're easily winning the game. You are chasing what 48, 50 runs in the last three overs also, right? You have people like Cummins and Russell to come, and yet you want to slog. You're not playing on merit. So I think it's somewhere in that a mental aspect of it where they're not thinking in a traditional format, but they want to go for all guns blazing, and that is where they're missing the trick.
And I totally agree with you. And I think that's the reason why Punjab and KKR, despite having such promising squads, are sitting where they're sitting. Have won seven, have won 3 out of 7 games or 3 out of 6 games. It's because of their overall approach, which is not very reliable, is what I see. It's either hit out or get out. And your
And I
spot
think that is what the T20 is all about. मतलब, why
it
waste
is what
balls?
definitely that's what it is all about. But then it doesn't
See,
work through all the time.
when it
It's always
when it
When
when
it
it comes
works, it looks so
when
good.
it comes
And
off, yeah,
but
correct.
when you're chasing a 220 odd score, you need to hit from the ball go.
no, but
KKR
not
बीच में
only
लग
this.
रहा था कि
When you
bullet.
have the run rate in control, why do you want to do that?
I
Let's
know,
talk.
I know.
That's what I'm saying. You look at Chahal's over. At that time, they needed some 40 runs, 38 runs of 24 balls.
But I
You know,
still beg to differ. You know why? Because Chel's first 3 overs went for 38 runs. And then you will say कि Bolt के over बचे हैं, Prasad Krishna के बचे हैं, McCoy के बचे हैं. तो they probably felt at a Brabant pitch they could target Chahal more. And actually जो बोल्ट का ओवर था शायद उसमें उनको लगा नहीं था 20-22 रन आएंगे. उनको लगा उसमें 12-13 रन आएंगे तो चहल की ओवर में वो 7-8 रन कवर अप कर सकते हैं. बिकॉज चहल hadn't had a first 3 good overs as well. ऐसा नहीं कि वो पहले 3 ओवर में 10 रन गए थे और ही वाज ट्रबलिंग द बैटर्स. पहले 3 overs ही वेंट फॉर 38 रन्स and probably they felt they could put pressure. Wrong move, but it's all in hindsight. So, but when you're chasing 220, you cannot even leave 1 over aside. So, I won't have any doubts with KKR's approach.
that's a good angle to actually look at it, the perspective that you've given. But magical over, nonetheless. I mean, took 4 wickets. Never easy to take 4 wickets in an over. We saw Sunrisers do it in the last game, but that was more like a joint team effort. But Chahal's done it all by himself.
और वो टेल एंडर्स के साथ था आज. मतलब पर्टिकुलरली मैं टेल एंडर्स नहीं बोलूंगा. मतलब कमिंस इज नॉट अ टेल एंडर. I was very surprised when
Venkatesh
Mavi
Iyer,
was sent before Cummins. Matlab,
Mavi
Pranav, what do you think
Venkatesh
about
Iyer.
that?
Yeah,
See, again, that was a sort of a bet they had put that probably you get 1-6 and he gets out in the next ball. That also pays off. The run
But
rate
Cummins
comes
can
down.
hit that six as well. Matlab, why send
Yeah,
Mavi
so
before? I
they
know दोनों duck पे out हुए, but still.
again, you can't understand what KKR management is thinking, right?
and just to remind everyone, the four wickets that Chahal took were of Venkatesh Iyer, Shreyas Iyer, Shivam Mavi, and Pat Cummins. So all crucial wickets, at least three out of those four. So definitely not tail enders. Very good over. One more thing that happened right before that over was something I felt was potentially the game changing moment. Ashwin, who's not really been in great form and hasn't been very impressive, but how crucial was that wicket of Russell with it? I'll give you that one.
I think very crucial, but मतलब it was the carom ball. मुझे नहीं लगा. I thought Russell did read it. I don't think he was baffled by the carom ball, but it was first ball. He was facing his first ball, and KKR was dominating. So yes, Russell getting out on a duck, and when KKR is chasing, Nitish Rana had just got out. So very crucial, but still Ashwin is struggling. Although today, मतलब जैसे अगर comparison, I know पहले debate हो रही थी किसके spin bowlers better हैं KKR या राजस्थान. Today Rajasthan yes, but that's only because of Chahal. And वहाँ नरीन परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं, चहल विकेट्स ले रहे हैं, नरीन रन नहीं जाने दे रहे. नरीन का इकोनॉमी देखो आप इस सीजन. But Varun Chakravarti is having a disaster of a season.
Disaster.
I don't know what is happening with him. मतलब मैं हर ड्रीम 11 टीम में वरुण चक्रवर्ती को लेना चाहूंगा, but I don't know what is wrong with the person this season.
That's right. And with that,
I don't know, is it just lack of DK behind the stumps, but he's lacking some major confidence. मतलब लग ही नहीं रहा है. Last season he took 20 wickets, World Cup squad में थे, सब था मतलब, और इस season देखो he's just not even taken 3-4 wickets this season.
we have a comment from a user who's saying, "What is Sheldon doing? Just can't understand how he gets in playing 11." Any take on that, Pranav?
Maybe just to offset the Finch factor. Now, if you need to get Finch in for Rahane, you need to make someone sit out. So I can only understand that. Otherwise, Sam Billing was a much better option, right? But yeah, I
But
think that's the
you
only
can't मतलब
justification.
अब
Yeah,
रहाने और सैम बिलिंग्स वर्सेस शेल्डन एंड फिंच, मैं भी शेल्डन एंड फिंच को रखूंगा because रहाने wasn't in good form.
So
But yes,
that's the answer to that part. That why he is still in the 11.
definitely मतलब very big issue. Hidayat, thank you for tuning in. Do subscribe. But I thought Sheldon could have won this game, especially after what Umesh did. उमेश ने शेल्डन के लिए बहुत आसान कर दिया था ये गेम. He had nothing to do, but Sheldon losing that wicket was the game changer.
we have another user, Naman, asking, "Was it possible to send Russell at four, especially when he's chasing a 217?" Uh Russell, you don't have to send Russell at four, no matter how big score you're chasing. As long as you're sending him close to 12 or 15 over, he can get the job done for you. And that's what I felt. Even KKR thought that as long as they're going at a steady run rate and keeping the rate in check to like 12 or below, Russell could come later and get the job done for them. And that's what they
And
would
Naman,
have done.
just to add on to what Shubham said,
Yeah.
रसल को ऐसा नहीं कि बॉल्स मिली नहीं, ऐसा नहीं कि वो लास्ट 10-12 बॉल है वो आए फर्स्ट बॉल आउट हो गए, अलग बात है. बट स्टिल ही हैड प्लेंटी ऑफ टाइम लेफ्ट इवन व्हेन ही केम इन. अश्विन वाज बोले वो 14th ओवर था, 13.4 ओवर में आउट हुए थे. और केकेआर वाज ऑलरेडी क्रूजिंग, ऐसा नहीं कि रिक्वायर्ड रन रेट 12-14 हो गया था, रिक्वायर्ड रन रेट वाज बिलो 9. एंड व्हेन यू स्टार्टिंग विद रिक्वायर्ड रन रेट 11 यू ब्रिंग इट टू बिलो 9. आई थिंक रसल का कोई इशू नहीं था. एंड जब रसल को बचा के रखते हो तो सामने की ऑपोजिशन टीम हमेशा प्रेशर में रहती है कि वी स्टिल हैव रसल टू कम, देयर बॉलिंग प्लान्स चेंज, देयर एंटायर स्ट्रेटजी चेंजेस. सो आई डोंट सी रसल्स पोजीशन टुडे हैविंग एन इम्पैक्ट.
Absolutely. And with that, we come to an end of today's analysis. We'll be back tomorrow with another game at our hands. But until then, good night and thanks everyone for tuning in.
बट शुभम, जाने से पहले एक बार प्रणव से भी पूछ लेते हैं कि which टीम हैज द बेस्ट टू स्पिनर्स.
It's been an ongoing debate for us for like last three videos now. But Pranav, if you had to pick a team that has the best spinner lineup, who do you think it is?
Very difficult to ask. I'll still say probably KKR. I'll still say KKR. He's going through a rough patch, but yeah, on his day and combined with Narayan, it's very difficult to hit these two.
I have found my supporter. I think that's why I asked you. I was the only one who said KKR. Everyone said Rajasthan. So
Even Naman feels it's Rajasthan, and
after
Naman,
today's match, yes.
I am with you because I have always thought that Rajasthan has the best spinning lineup in the entire IPL.
And
So
Shubham, if you see, Rajasthan has the purple cap as well as the orange cap. How great it has been for Rajasthan. What a turnaround right from the auction.
Delhi Capitals not in the contention, given that how Kuldeep is doing. Aksar is good,
अक्षर
but
परफॉर्म नहीं कर रहा यार मतलब इफ यू सी लाइक मतलब ऐसे रखने को तो आप चेन्नई को भी रखो सबको रखो एवरीवन
I
हैज
think
क्वालिटी
Akshar took
प्लेयर्स.
his first wicket of the season. Like
yes, yes,
he's
yes.
barely taken like I don't know the exact stat, but ऐसा ही कुछ था कि उन्होंने दो तीन मैच पहले ही अपनी पहली विकेट लिया आईपीएल की.
अक्षर
And,
रन नहीं दे रहे बट ही इज हैविंग अ वेरी क्वाइट आईपीएल सो फार विद द बॉल. He's not
exactly.
taking wickets, not ऐसे कि मतलब not going for runs also. So very quiet IPL, just finishing his overs, very much like Jadeja. But जो impact है, I think it's mainly because of Chahal. Ashwin की भी performance मुझे कोई बहुत अच्छी नहीं लग रही है so far. Chahal is in the wickets column, so everyone's just saying Rajasthan.
And that said, KKR deserved to win. What a game! Definitely, what a game! And I think match was very close to actually pick who deserved and who didn't because we had like really strong performers from both sides. But Hidayat and Naman do join us tomorrow. We'll be back the same time with another video discussing tomorrow's game. Until then, good night and don't forget to subscribe to us and do tell us in comments what did you feel about the game. Thanks everyone.
Thank you.